Hi, Brandon. Thank you. Been a while since I've done this. I got to remember how to do it. Invite people. Hi, Harold. Hadn't been live in a long time. Thought I'd try it out again. I left the link in there. If you guys want to jump in, feel free. I hadn't streamed in a while. We'll try it out. I got some supplies today to tinker with for upholstery. I haven't even really opened this stuff yet. Some batting and some of this polyester combination batting here for the corners of the seats. So I'd start put those together. Get some sewing done. And I got some cotton polyester blend, like blanket batting. Thanks for sharing that out, Brandon. I left a link in there. You're welcome to come in. I was just hanging out. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine, and I was bored. I got some seat supplies today, and got some springs over here. I need to start working on my seats. Hi, Jimmy. Anybody's welcome to jump in. I left a link there if it works. If it doesn't, let me know. I'll try again. Just farting around here on Wednesday night. Kind of bored. Don't feel like doing too much, but just piddling around. Went to Joann Fabrics today and bought some seat supplies, at least some sample stuff, to see if I can make some seat covers. supposed to get colder and all get out here in the next few days. I did build a little fire in the wood stove tonight just to take the chill off in here. It's above 60 degrees in here, so it ain't too bad. But it's supposed to be like 19 degrees next week. I don't like it. Actually, 20 degrees tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't like it. Rain there tomorrow, Brandon. I don't like rain. I don't like cold. I don't like none of that stuff. I don't see any rain. It's clouds, sunny and cold next few days. Yeah, it's already started out that way. We had snow on Halloween here in Missouri. The seats are going in the Mercury there, Harold. When I bought the car, there wasn't much left of the seats. I do have all the spring works there, and that's the back seat there. I've done some work on the front seat. It's over here in a pile, and I got some seat covers that a guy had on a 4-door Merc. So I got some good templates to work with. They just happen to be the wrong color. I want to do white. The guy gave me these covers here. He had done on a 49 4-door. The only thing different is the back seat on the 2-door is a split back seat, but I got more of a template here than I've ever had. So I think this is actually the bottom of the back seat, or the back of the back seat. So yeah, I think that's actually the bottom. But I got some templates anyway. Hi, Lonesome. Just talking about seats and seat springs, upholstery time. And I went and talked to my insurance agent. They're supposed to, a buddy of mine has got a collector car shop up the hill, and he's supposed to come and appraise my cars. And we're going to change up the insurance and get some insurance on the Mercury and in my old Galaxy. Anybody wants to jump in, they're welcome to come in. I left a link up above if it works. That way I don't have to talk all the time. I'm not very good at talking all the time, especially in the evenings. Maybe in the morning when I have my caffeine, a little more chatterbox. Hi, Boneyard. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I came close a time or two, but I've kept it lonesome. And there was a time a few years ago I even thought about it, but I'm way too close now. Okay, Brandon. I don't know what just happened, but my screen went black. Hopefully I'm still on. My Wi-Fi is kind of overtaxed out here. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. I turned the Wi-Fi. I got a whole bunch of computers out here, phones, and Wi-Fi light switches and stuff. And I try to turn everything off, and I stream my videos out here on the office over there, and I try to turn everything off before I go live because it's just more than my Wi-Fi can handle. But I got the seat back to my seat project. I got to rework some of the. That's the seat bottom standing up here. Black again. And sitting in the some of the springs are broken in the seat bottom for the back and for the back seat is actually too tall because the car is seat back. Judge me on my dirty toolboxes. Um, the one car that I don't have, I wish I had back, and it was a '66 Ford Custom Grand. I wish I had back. I've had a lot nicer cars, but that one there is just because it was my grandfather's, I guess. I wished I'd never sold it. It was nothing special. It was had 66. It had the 289 automatic, black with a red interior, and no air conditioning, of course, no power steering. Just a pretty basic car. But I guess because it was my grandfather's, I kind of wished I'd never got rid of that one. I'm going to text one of my buddies and tell him I'm on the YouTube live in case he wants to join in. I've never bought a brand new car. I've had a lot of cars, but no brand new cars. I did buy a couple of Honda bikes, new. Bought one with paper route money, It was an XL75. I bought that in 1978. And then I think in 1980, I bought an XL185. And those were the only two new machines I ever had, other than maybe some lawnmowers. Be nice if a fella could keep everything you ever bought, but it'd take a pretty big pasture. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the stream. Just hanging out. Anybody's welcome to join in. There's a link up in the chat. Throw another one in there. Nobody has to go hunt for it. I get bored of talking to myself, reading the chat without my glasses on. Sold it to a movie company. Jimmy's coming in. Welcome, Jimmy.
Yeah. Hold on, my stuff ain't working.
There you are.
Yeah, I don't think my mic's working. Hold on.
Right on. I can hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah?
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the mic on the camera.
Yeah, that's probably not as good.
No, it's not even close. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Having a good time, you know?
Good, good.
You ready for winter?
Not at all.
I'm almost there.
I do have a pretty good pile of firewood, but I'm never ready for winter. And it started out cold already. We've had snow here in Missouri. And,
right?
Going to get 20 degrees tomorrow night. Sucks.
Yeah. What's up, Sam? Yeah, man, my heater's been on since September, so you know, and it normally don't get turned on till the end of October.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like, it's been a rough one already. So
yeah, we went from air conditioning right into the furnace weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And then I had to turn the AC on again.
Yeah. No break at all.
It was like bam, bam, bam. I was like, man. But I've never had my AC out of the window so quick.
Yeah. I like those years when you got a couple of months in the spring and a couple of months in the fall that you don't have to use the utilities.
Yeah, you're not using the heater or the AC. Exactly. Yeah, I like those pause months. But we didn't have any of that this year. Winter never went away, you know, and then it went right from the nastiest, wettest spring right into hot and humid. It was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was in New Hampshire in July and I got a hell of a sunburn.
All right.
Yeah. We went floated on the Merrimack up north of Concord there, north of Loudon.
Yep.
We floated right there. Oh, it was going to be a short float, they said, and we were out there for the better part of the day. And I know they offered me some sunscreen early in the day, and then I don't know, we got busy doing something else, and man, I paid for it.
I bet.
I was lobster red.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just not built for the sun, you know. So, I've spent a half hour out there too long and be like, yeah, been here too long. I'll pay for a week,
Yeah.
for a half hour in the sun. No, thank you.
My legs got so burnt they actually swole up. I never had that happen
Mhm.
before. That was horrible.
Dude, I can get burnt so bad that I've actually got sunburned through my jeans at the racetrack.
Shit.
Yeah. It's like, no, thank you. But I'm pretty much ready for this winter road. The only thing I got left to do for prep work is drag the snowblower out of hibernation, get that up front forward, make sure she'll fire up right.
Well,
Because I was
my
not nice
snowblower
to her this
hanging on the
summer,
wall.
Yeah. Well, it's about time to put it on the floor. I used to have to do that at my old house. Put the snowblower up in the summer and the lawnmower in the winter,
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get it, but it doesn't look good so far.
Right. Well, we're supposed to get something Thursday night. What's that? Tomorrow night, yeah. Something's supposed to be coming by here tomorrow night, and then maybe again next Wednesday, I think. Like
20 degrees here tomorrow night.
Yeah, we had one cold snap, or maybe two, that got down that cold. Need to insulate the garage better. Yeah, it's called get rid of the door.
My shop that I'm in here now, you can see it's poorly insulated. I just got some styrofoam thrown over the rafters and then a couple inches in the walls, and I got wood heat out here, except I got an electric heater in the bathroom, and it's not easily heated if below a certain temperature. You can't do it.
Yeah. You just yeah, I understand.
Coveralls,
Uh-huh. Yeah, you still got the fire going, and it might catch up tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Get up to 50, 55 degrees, but
hey, it's better than what it is out, right?
Which ain't bad if you're yeah, absolutely.
I understand that.
I don't think I've ever had anything actually freeze in here, but I usually keep a little fire going to keep paint and stuff from freezing. I got out here, water pipes and whatnot.
I don't have any water out in the garage, but I don't know if my paints and oils are frozen. I figure any paint out the spray bombs were fine. So
well, yeah, most of that kind of stuff won't, but I got some latex house paint and stuff out here that definitely freeze. I think I have lost a gallon of that back in the day, but
yeah,
I try to keep it above freezing out here.
Yeah, that stuff I keep in the basement. It's like if I really care about it,
Right.
Mm-hmm. But this is actually going to be my first winter that I'll be able to work in my garage.
Awesome.
Since I've been here, I've been here 3 years now, and this will be the first winter I can actually go out there and do something. I don't know what heater I'm going to use though. I'll figure out one. I got a couple, so
like I said, I got some electric heaters. I keep the bathroom from freezing up out here, and then I got an electric heater in the office I run when I'm in there. But I do have some electric heaters out here, but it's kind of like a candle outside,
Yeah. Well, let's just say you don't run electric in New Hampshire for heating.
It's costly, let me tell you.
Yeah, it is. Hold on a second.
It's no cheaper here. Yeah, say my garage is fairly large. It's 30 by 50, but that's good and bad. When you're going to heat it or cool it, it's too damn big. And hopefully I get the car done, then I can. I told everybody I'm going to clean the damn place up and get rid of a bunch of junk, and maybe I'll insulate it properly before I get too old to. Oh yeah, you get in the tile and grout and all that stuff, and man, that stuff will draw the moisture out of your hands.
What's that?
Sam said he was put down 200 tiles a day, and his hands are really dry.
Oh yeah. Anytime you work concrete, mortar, tile. Even cardboard will do that to you.
Yeah, just in the past couple of years, I used to just go to the wood pile barehanded, but
Mhm.
now I put my gloves on because there's something about handling wet, nasty wood. It'll also take it out of your hands, and then
Yeah,
once they start splitting, you can't get them back until
yeah.
March.
If you, it's hard to show here, but you see that crease there in my hand,
Yeah.
right in here. One of them, when my hands dry out, that'll actually cut open and bleed.
Oh yeah.
From being a mover my whole life, you
Oh yeah.
can't use gloves and be a mover. So all that cardboard all day long, man. Ooh.
It takes
But
us
yeah, I was a mason back in the day. I was a union mason, so I know what all that's about, man. The concrete will dry you out bad.
right away. Right away. And somebody was telling me one time that part of the deal they talk about getting sores and stuff from the concrete is they take all kinds of waste chemicals, old thinners and waste thinners, and they burn that stuff in the process of making the cement. And then to get rid of the ash, they lock it in the cement. So they put this nasty shit in the cement, and then when you get that stuff on your hands, that's why sometimes you get nasty ass sores from messing with that concrete.
I ain't never got the sword, but I've definitely had my hand tore up,
Hi, toolbox.
Right.
See, a lot of people were out at SEMA.
Yeah, I just watched someone that was over there. Who the hell was it?
Yeah, Client Graphics was over there the other.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I just watched. I was like, I just watched one of them. Who was it?
Somebody else I saw in there tonight. Somebody's garage. I can't remember.
Yeah, I watched so many. It's like, which one did I watch? Especially when winter comes. I mean, I'm a fool in the winter, man, to watch YouTube, man. So you just watch and watch and watch.
I'm addicted to watching anything live. I love live streaming.
Yeah, well, I like those panels that I can actually have a chance of getting up and doing these.
Absolutely.
But those are the type of ones I like. Live, the bobblehead, one guy up there talking, that can get old pretty quick. I can take that when it's one guy playing some music or something.
Right,
but,
right.
Or maybe the ones with guys working on stuff, those are kind of iffy. Depends on how well they do it, But, a lot of them are just kind of spaced out while they're doing it. And it's hard to follow what they're doing,
Yeah, some people have more charisma than others.
That's another one, It's nice if you can make it lively,
I have a hard time, if I'm working, then I abandon my stream, but I like to. It's hard for me to sit still and just talk into the camera.
Yeah, exactly, because you're focused, especially like when you. I think I watched when you were doing a little wet sanding. How can you do that and talk, man? You got to, you know what I mean?
It's not easy. It's
no. That's something I'm putting on the radio. I mean, not that I'm good at that type of stuff, but that's the type of work I'd be doing with the radio on and a little 420 and just get to it,
Yeah, Sam, I watched you doing a lot of burnouts in the garage there and getting pretty crazy on your live streams.
Oh, he was all tore up the other night putting the pool table together. He spray painted my name and Kane sample on his wall. It was all tore up. We're like, oh man.
Yeah, they were out there 1 o'clock in the morning waiting for the cops to come, starting everything in the garage one night. They were getting wild.
Oh, I remember that. I was like, oh, your neighbors are gonna love you. He's like, oh, they'd be over here. I'm like, yeah, right. You saw what? Erase the video. What? When you're the painting? You couldn't even spell it right.
I used to do that stuff, but now I'm usually in bed by that time. it's harder to stay up the older you get.
Well, it depends on how much you work during the day.
Yeah, I start pretty early, so
Yeah. If you start early, that's a whole nother story, you know. It's like me, I don't have a start time anymore, you know, so it's I'm up all night, you know. I get up whenever I get up, you know.
right on.
It's like
When you're done sleeping, right?
yeah, you know, it's that simple. It's like when the sun wakes me up or the dog wakes me up, you know, it's usually the sunshine before the dog, because the dog will lay there all day with me, you know. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Welcome back.
right, Boneyard back. Where'd you go? You weren't gone long. I get a kick out of that, man. I on my streams, my average viewer is like views per view. My average view per viewer is like 2.2. So it's like everybody comes and goes at least once,
Oh
you
yeah,
know. And
I'm
there's some
guilty.
people that do it 3 times.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, but you know, I just get a kick out of it, you know. The only downfall is it is after they boil down all the views, you go from having 500 views to like 300 views, because
Right,
they'll take all your views and make it one view, you
right,
know.
right.
So it's like
I'm guilty. I either hit the wrong button and closed out of the stream, or I got a notification something else happened and I clicked it.
yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just find it amusing that that they actually have that stat, you know.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
like, oh, okay. It makes me feel good because like people don't get enough. They come back for more, you know.
I don't even. Yeah.
My wife is here and I'll be right back. Oh, I understand that one.
First things first.
Right.
Absolutely.
Family first, YouTube later.
I'm bad guilty of getting absorbed into YouTube.
Oh yeah, I get yelled at all the time. I'm like, what? I'm good at this.
I can't hear her yelling from the house, so
She comes through the door. That's what my little pause was her coming through the door. You know? I was like, yeah, okay. What I do now?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
She's all right though. She understands. She's patient with it.
Yeah, as long as I'm not bothering her, she's good.
Right. Well, yeah, the thing is I do have to bother her sometimes because like, you know, she wants to be bothered somewhat.
All right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, well, you don't spend no time with me. I'm like, what do you want to do? I'll go do something, whatever. Like we went out to dinner the other night, right? And I thought we were just, you know, I thought we were just going out to grab something to eat because she wasn't feeling good. And I was like, all right, so we just ran down to the local pub, grabbed a couple brews, and had dinner. And I was like, you know, I only had 2 beers, and I was like, okay, you ready to go? She's like, what? You don't want to hang? You know, like, no, I'm really not into it. You know, the place was beat. If there was someone there to talk to or something good on the TV, maybe, you know, might have been a little better. But we were literally the only people in the place, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. Let's get out of here. And she's like, I'll have another one. Oh, all right, you have another one. We get home, we deal with the animals, we, you know, a little this and that, and I sit down here, and she's like, "What? Is that what you raced me on other bar for to go on YouTube?" I'm like, "No." It's like, you're gonna go watch your wrestling. I'm gonna go sit in there. What the hell? She's like, "Well, I wanted to." I'm like, "Well, maybe you should, you know." What was
Yeah,
that?
same thing last Friday night. Went down and had a burger, and she had a couple of beers, and it's like, you want another one? The band's playing now, you know. It's mostly the Geritol crew over there, and you're welcome to hang out if you want. You know, I'll hang
Right,
with you, but nah, she said I'm good.
right,
Came home and went our separate ways.
right. Yeah, you know, I mean, we've been together long enough, you know.
Yeah,
It's like she watches her wrestling, and if that ain't on, maybe, you know, if they got like 3 or 4 episodes of something, I'll go sit in there and watch some NCIS with her or whatever. But for the most part, I'd rather just sit in here.
yeah.
So I like the limited commercials. I like the fact that I can flip the commercial if I'm not real connected to the stream or the channel. I might hit that release button on the commercials. But if I know them and I know them well, I let them play. But
Yeah, it
for the
usually
most part,
doesn't take but a few seconds.
yeah, whatever. A 6 minute ad might be different. It better be entertaining.
I I have a hard time watching regular TV and like you said, 6 minutes or some crap, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I hear you.
And you get spoiled. Recorded stuff. I usually watch it after the fact, and then the commercial time is shorter. And
Oh yeah,
my buddies, they record it and then they just fast forward through the commercials. But
yeah. My new cable box, freaking when if you DVR it, when you hit the fast forward on the commercials, it'll stop automatically when the commercials are over and start playing again. So you don't have to try and time it.
Right.
So it's like, oh, had to open the garage for the wife. There you go, buddy.
Awesome.
Right? There room for her to drive into that thing? I don't know about that.
You had to move toys to the side.
Yeah, he did. Man, that's what kills me the worst about watching some of these young guys do play with their motors and whatnot. Is they're all working on the floor. I'm like, oh man, I haven't been able to work on the floor in 20 years.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I was listening to somebody streaming. I think it was Cajun Coin Hunter or whatever, and they were just chatting over there, and I was piddling around, and I actually ended up on the floor because I had a window out, and I was putting the rubber around it, and it was giving me a hell of a time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was so sore the next day.
Right.
I paid for it dearly. It took me at least a week to recover from that.
I know exactly what you're coming from, man. It's like just to put water in the chicken coop, I got to kneel down, and it's like, oh, I really don't want to do this. I got to find a better way to water these chickens. It's not bad getting down; it's getting back up that does all the damage.
Yeah, I remember I used to jump up and down from under a car and nothing, wasn't nothing. Now you got to set up on the creeper, then you got to roll over and get on one knee.
Yeah.
You got to grab hold of the radiator support and pull your ass.
Right. Right. Hopefully there's enough cartilage left in the knee so it doesn't pop when you roll on it.
Yeah.
That'll leave a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though. Getting old, man. The things and I thank God that I've done so much different stuff because it was easy for me to rig up a lift to put the mini bike up on the shelf, where I can work on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just grabbed a couple pulleys. I made my own block and tackle with a handful of pulleys that I had laying around.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was like, the things, I don't know, the thing might weigh 100 pounds, right? But I got a herniated disc and a bad back, No. So it's like, I can't pick this thing up. The last time I picked it up and gave it no respect was 3 weeks of pain,
Yeah.
So like, okay, clip it on, nothing, pull it right up.
It does suck boneyard, but it sure beats the alternative.
Right. Rather be old than dead, right?
I do a lot of stuff by myself. I occasionally I have somebody help me, but I'll hook a chain hoist in a rafter or something. I always find a way not to overexert. Occasionally I do, but you end up paying for it.
Yeah, and you learn from that though.
It's when I'm deeply involved, like that window seal, and I was there for many hours. I don't know how many, but and then when I tried to stand up, I knew it was too late.
Yeah. You're stubborn. You're old and stubborn, set in your ways. Just like, I'll get it, and you get down and you just get into it, and you don't feel a thing while you're doing it.
Oh no, my mind was too far gone into it. As I was way too deep. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, Breezy, I don't have to wait till I'm over 70. I'm already broken, man. There's a reason I don't have a job. And it ain't because I don't want one. Man, I did 29 years of a mover, man. Let's just say it was probably about 15 too many.
Takes its toll, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I loved it though, so I really ain't complaining. I loved every bit of it. I had fun at work. Enjoyed driving around the country, meeting all kinds of crazy people,
Oh yeah.
That's why YouTube's so great, because I still get to meet people from everywhere,
Yep. It's
like,
good. It's a good socialize.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Better than sitting here bouncing off the walls like I was.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had bilateral hip replacements at 30 years old, and man, that was before internet, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, in 1992 and 93, and man,
Yeah.
there wasn't enough shit on TV to watch.
Oh hell no! Thank God you had video games back then, but still, I don't know if you played, but so you're not too much older than I am. In 91, that's when I got really messed up. I got assaulted with a 2x4 a dozen times. Spent 3 months in the coma. Yeah. I was never supposed to walk or talk again. Yeah, and then I got out of there and went back to work as a mover.
Good for you.
Right? It wasn't easy. It beat the hell out of me, but I don't know. It's a good job. I liked it.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the job's not what beat me up. It was the extracurricular activities, dumping motorcycles, rolling four-wheelers, and
yeah,
just being a man.
I broke my left knee on a 125 trials bike. Because you could, they didn't have a seat, basically a small pad for a seat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
geared like a tractor. Well, you could pull it up at 40 miles an hour, which was top speed. You could just crack the throttle and pull it up. Well, I went a little too far and I couldn't run that fast. Broke my tibia, and I'm pretty sure that probably had played in effect with the hip replacements later on. But I'm an orthopedic nightmare.
Right. Yeah, it is crazy, Sam, but it is what it is, That's why this headset kind of disappears up here, because there's a cave. It's concaved right there, man. There's a big hole. Water will pool in it.
Yeah.
It's like,
there you go.
But I got over it. It took another 30 years for it to actually put me down, because that's basically what put me down was shit that happened back then,
Oh yeah, it'll eventually catch up with me. I'm able to work, but I got to do, and I can't do, like I used to do. But
yeah, the worst thing with me is my ankle. I have bone spurs and arthritis in my ankle, and 2 hours on my feet, and it's like, yeah, okay, I've had enough. I can go all day, but it means a whole another day or two of foot pain, So it's
yep.
Like,
yeah, if I overdo it, I pay for it. If I stand up too long, my lower back hurts. If I sit too long, my lower back hurts. My knee hurts. My hips hurt. My ankles hurt. And most recently, I've done something to my right elbow. I think I was cutting wood a couple of months ago, and it will not recover. I don't know what.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Bad enough I'm eating ibuprofen.
Yeah, I try. That's the worst thing about me is I self-medicated on a lot of Aleve. I was taking like 8 Aleve a day. I was pretty much pain-free, but it was, it ruined my stomach.
Yeah.
So now I can't take any pain meds.
I used to eat a lot of ibuprofen, and it was taking
Mhm.
a toll on my stomach, and it was to the point it wasn't doing any good. I was just eating them, you know. I thought it
Yep.
was doing
Yep.
good, maybe, but no, it wasn't doing me any good. So, but now if I take them, I really got to be in pain, and it seems to do a little bit of good. But I'm
Yeah.
not eating eight or 10 of them a day.
Oh, Sam, you ain't kidding me. When when I was going through the first hernia, it was one of the therapies they tried doing instead of the herniated, having the disc removed, was ultrasound therapy, massage, and the chick was like, "Yeah, your back is a knot, and it's still a knot." It's like, I don't know, from just from working too much, and then anytime I do a little something, it gets all knotted up again. And I spent today. I spent 2 hours rearranging the garage because I sold off an air compressor that I can't use here, because it's 240, plug, so I couldn't use it. So I traded it for uh some rims for my truck because all the rims for my truck were rotted out. So boneyard rims for a used air compressor. Sweet.
Okay, Brandon, be careful, buddy.
Oh,
What the heck? He's
I'm
having an
back.
asthma attack. You might have to go to the ER.
Oh, damn. Don't you have any inhalers, brother?
Man,
Hit all your inhalers. Here, try this one.
I don't know what was in our building at work today, but I could hear the service manager sneezing his head off, and then I went into a sneezing fit working ag repair shop, and somebody must have blown off a combine or something back there. There was some dust. It was bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always get great. My wife's a massage therapist. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My wife has the skills. She just doesn't have the hands for it anymore. Let's just say she's worked her tail off too.
Debbie's got to. She's got the her spine sliding off, and she's actually. We went when we were in New Hampshire. She went and seen the doctor in Boston, and then up there on the east side of New Hampshire at that big center up there, and then Dartmouth, yeah, and
yeah.
then we went to see the doctors over at the university in Columbia, Missouri, and they all say the same thing. She's going to have spinal fusion, and she's constantly, rubbing my back. And my hands are to the point after 5 minutes I can't do it no more. I can't. My hands hurt so bad. But
one thing I'm glad I've gotten back since I stopped working is my hands are no longer shaped like a cuff. Like
right.
I used to live like that. Now I've been able to force them back.
I actually took a walk yesterday morning and this morning, and on the trail on my way to work, I said I got to start getting some exercise. And while I'm walking, I'm flexing my hands.
Yeah, I did a lot of this. just to get them unfolded.
Yeah,
I wasn't working I'm not working and holding, because as a mover, that's your life is your grip,
Yep.
And man, they got stuck that way for a while.
Oh yeah, I get if what I'm doing, if I'm fabricating or especially like wet sanding and getting cold and that, then
you're gripping that thing the whole time, and
they get stuck like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, swinging a hammer or whatever,
I noticed
tool in hand,
Yeah. Today I was writing a lot, and it was taking a toll on my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I had to re-grip my pencil, and I mean that sounds ridiculous, but
I've been there.
I've been there. I can't read my own notes, and it's bad. It's just they're wore out.
Oh, I bet they were, Sam. Man, Sam, I tell you, you went about moving that stuff so the wrong way. You didn't use any fulcrum leverage or anything like that. You could have done a lot easier. I wish I was there to help you. I saw you do that, man. You hurt yourself bad doing that. You made it a lot harder, I should say.
I
Yeah.
Merc's doing well, Taz. It's coming along. Had it out in the sun this weekend, and I was telling the guys earlier I bought some supplies for the seat springs over here, and I've got some old seat covers that a guy took off of a car, so I can use those for patterns, all except for the seat back in the front because it's a 4-door pattern, and I got the 2-door. So, but I at least got something to go off of, and I bought some stuffing material today for tinkering with the seats, and I'm making progress.
All right, Boneyards. Catch you later, buddy.
See you, Boneyard. Have a good one.
So what, are you pretty much left to just interior on the Merc now, or?
Just interior and some shakedown. I've got everything's insulated inside. I got to build some door panels and cover these seats, and then some small odds and ends. Yeah, I'm anxious. I got to buy some tires for it. Those are just some old square tires I had laying around the garage. I drove it up the street Sunday. I had it outside and swept the garage out here a little bit. I know you can't do that, but I was going up the road and you could feel it just shaking.
Well, you got old bias plies on there?
No, there's just some old junk radials I had took off of something. I think all 4 of them have broken belts in them.
I was gonna say, if they're that bad, if the radials doing that, they have broken belts somewhere.
Yeah, they got some broken belts in there, but and I'm close. I got to find one more wheel. It's somewhere over the years. I got one odd wheel out, and I thought about going to my buddy's tonight, and he said he's got some wheels out in his shed, but there's no light out there, and I didn't get off till late, so I might have to wait Saturday and go up and scrounge through his wheels and see if I can find a match to these other 3, and then I have to purchase some tires.
Right.
And then get the damn seats sewed up.
You're gonna do the upholstery yourself, huh?
I'm gonna try. I've done some truck seats. I got one of those Sailrite sewing machines I bought years ago, and I did some truck seats back years ago just to kind of practice. And years ago I worked in a detail shop that had a upholstery shop on the other end.
Yep.
And those guys taught me a lot, talking to those guys and watching them, and occasionally help them, do stuff up there. But if I can't get it done, I'm pretty sure I can pull the door panels off. I just want to sew some straight pleat, like tuck and roll,
Yeah.
Glue that to a board or whatever. But if I can't pull the seats off, I will hire it out. But I've done everything else myself, so I've got to try.
I understand. That's but that is an undertaking that I've yet to make look good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't roll with it.
One of my truck seats turned out pretty good, and one of them I was not so proud of.
Yeah, I've never done a truck seat, but I've done quite a few motorcycle seats, and they're doable, but they were never quite. They're not professional. I am getting better with a little bit of sewing though.
Yeah, and I've been studying on it a little bit, trying to refresh my memory because it's been quite a few years since I've been around the stuff. But I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
I was gonna say it makes you want to do the kitchen chairs first, right?
Exactly.
A little warm up.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll give it a shot. If I start messing up too much material, then I'll take it and have it done. It's not a big deal, but
yeah, I hear that toolbox always happens. You never have enough utility knives, tape measures, or hammers.
What would really be nice? I've seen a lot of these guys that they got those. They got their sewing machines mounted in that big wooden table. They got nice big clean wooden table, and then they'll stake stuff down, with an awl, and then
Yeah.
drive it in the table and stake it down so it doesn't move. And I'm gonna have to build a table, before I can even start the crap.
Yeah, I'm getting better at organizing the garage. The best thing I did is I got a bunch of old part spins, bit spins, and I just spray painted the whole thing brown so it was all flat colored, and used one of them paint pens from a junkyard to label everything. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Smartest thing ever. Sticks right out. You just got to glance over there. Bang, you'll find you want the Sawzall blades are in the Sawzall drawer,
I got a couple of toolboxes here that are overflowing with junk and tools, and then I got like the bin box over here, over my shoulder there. It's got a bunch of starters and alternators in it, and then I bought some file cabinets, those big file cabinets and stuff, and those if you need a lot of stuff. But then I tore down a house and they had those wood cabinets, and I just couldn't throw those away. So then you end up, well, that's an empty cabinet. I can surely just take that on, and throw it in there. And then before you know it, you got way too much stuff you don't need. And car done, I'm gonna pull it out and throw it in a pile, and then I'm gonna call all my buddies and say, whatever you don't want is going to scrap or to trash. I'm done.
Right. Yeah, so you gotta thin it out once in a while,
20 years ago, I've cleaned it, I've thrown shit away in the last 20 years, but 20 years ago, the shop was like 10 years old, but we were doing a lot more. We were younger, and I got a manual tire machine back there, and my buddies would come over, hey, I'm going to change some tires. Well, we were constantly hauling tires off, but I had a truckload and a half of steel wheels.
Yeah.
And I put here on the floor, and I said, if anybody wants some, come and grab them because they're going to scrap.
Right.
Well, what happened is I hauled them all off, and then a few years later, I decided I needed some steel wheels for like this project and my son's project, and we had to go to the junkyard and pull steel wheels off an old car.
Hey, there he is, Client Graphics. We were just talking about you a few minutes ago.
Hey, Client Graphics, saw you at the SEMA show. That was awesome.
Right, that's what we were talking about.
I was there. Wish I was there. One of the guys from work a few years ago, he used the work credentials and got himself in and got a room out there and went and spectated it and saw.
Yeah.
I thought about doing it. More money than time away from the projects.
Someone's seeing the end of the light. Right?
Getting closer.
Right. And every time you spend doing something else is less you can put into the bottom line. I
want a mini bike, and I get $300. I go buy a mini bike, but damn it, that's $300 I can throw at this. So I keep refrain from buying a damn mini bike. I will though, eventually.
Well, damn, when's the next time you're coming to New Hampshire?
I don't know. She's talking about having her surgery up in Boston, and I don't know. I've got to travel for work about the same time. She's not sure. She may go here in Missouri and get the surgery. But if she goes up there, I'm sure I'll be up there in December. But we'll have to see.
I'll say maybe you can do something with the one I got.
Yeah. Well, if I get up there, we'll have to hook up.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Because I'm actually maybe probably I'm less than an hour from that Dartmouth.
Yeah.
I'm less than an hour east of that, kind of over the river and through the woods a bit, but it's definitely less than an hour.
Yeah, we cut across there somewhere because, like I said, her parents and family live around Loudon, and we cut up through there. I'm not sure all the little towns we went through there, but
oh yeah. You probably if you're in up in Loudon, you probably ran up back down to Manchester or into Concord rather, and then across 101 or
We
89. You're
89
probably up.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, you're probably up 89 because that brings you right into Dartmouth. So to the Dartmouth place,
Yeah.
unless you went over the river through the woods, which is a
Well,
pretty beautiful ride.
yeah, we did that, and then we were back up there last December, and we went for a drive up in the country through there, and went to her mom's old home place. But I can't remember any of the town names up there.
That's all right.
Yeah,
But it's up in that neighborhood, anyways.
yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of up that way. Yeah, that's nice country up there. You know,
Yeah,
I'm more on the southern border, but not too bad though. It's the same thing, only less mountain.
yeah. It was when we went up there last December. It was we went where her mom was from, and that, and it was pretty mountainous up there. I can't remember the little town we went into, but it was pretty wild because we went up there, and she said, "Well, this is the one room schoolhouse that
Yeah.
where she grew up, you know." And I looked up at the address, and I said, "Look at that, Marie." I says that address is the same as your address now, and so it was pretty wild.
Oh, that's cool.
What was it, 412 or something? You know, I was like, "That's
Yeah,
crazy."
that is funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, we got a lot of rinky-dink little towns up there. Yeah, once you go north of Concord, everything gets really small. Yeah.
yeah. It's that reminds me, you know, is the way it is in Missouri. You know, there's a lot of little towns 15, 20 minutes apart in Missouri.
Yeah.
But you go like west of here, Kansas, or east of here to Illinois, and there's no towns in between like that. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not 15 and 20 minutes apart. You drive 3 hours before.
Yeah, it gets a little more spread out that way. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the way it was settled. I mean, we got a lot of German heritage here, you know, and
Yeah.
down around Herman and that along the river, it's kind of hilly down there, and it reminded the Germans, so they all stopped there, you know. And
Yeah.
but we got a lot of little small German Catholic towns around, very similar in demographics and population, I would say, but it's just a little more vast. Up north Missouri, north of I-70, it's flatland, farmland. South, hillbillies and rocks.
Yeah, we're lucky we're spread out at all up here, to tell you the truth, the way the country started, you know. I mean, surprised this whole place doesn't look like Boston, you know.
Yeah, we went to Boston, and I went through that tunnel 3 times, and that shit, let me tell you.
You don't like the tunnel?
No. We dropped her mom off. She had a dental appointment, and then Deborah had that doctor's appointment down south at Brigham's and Young.
Yep.
And so we dropped mom off up there, and then we went down to that other appointment, and then we were just going to come back. Well, ended up mom's appointment got canceled. So we had to drive back through the tunnel, pick her up, drive back through the tunnel, and pick Debbie up. Then I said, there's got to be another way back to Concord from here, Loudon. And I Googled it, and it said, yeah, just take the loop.
Yeah. Take the inside loop straight through. It's not bad if you're not at rush hour traffic, you know.
Well, I thought it was rush hour all day long.
No. It was from anywhere from 5 o'clock in the morning to, say 10 is pretty rough. And then anywhere from 3 to 7 is rough.
Yeah, I guess we went back through there. Our latest time was back south at 11 o'clock or 10:30. So
yeah,
it was still pretty hectic, but we made it. No dents, no scratches.
Oh yeah, but if you went through there, that's funny. You're down in Brigham's and Woman. You did you get to see the hotel that's built over the highway?
I don't recall it.
Yeah, you would have recalled it. If you were impressed by that tunnel, you would have recalled it. Because literally you're driving down the highway and you look up and you see this huge motel and you drive underneath it.
Yeah. In Kansas City, they got a big hall up there, Bartle Hall. They have a car show every year, January. The World of Wheels is in there, and it's got like suspension cables, and it goes over the highway. So
yeah.
You're cruising under there, and then when you get in there, if you're to an event that went over I-70, similar kind of deal.
Mhm. All right, Toolbox. We'll catch you later, buddy. Be good.
Thanks for stopping in, Toolbox.
Weekend of going to the woods, clean up and cut a tree that's in the way. I hate when people come to my woods and throw trash. Yeah, I hear you there, Sam. Every time I go in the woods, I come out with more trash than what I went in with. You know, someone's got to do it.
When we were floating up there on the Merrimack, we took out buckets of trash when we left there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe it.
We would pick up bottles and glass
Mm-hmm.
and trash.
That's how my outdoor cleanup adventure started. It was back back in the 90s. I got my first canoe, and I canoed the Concord River and the Merrimack River a lot. And every time I went on that river, I the first time I brought some stuff back, a little bit, but the second time I went out, I grabbed trash bags and brought them with me.
Yeah.
And I don't go on the water without it now, and on my four wheeler, there's plenty of pockets in that thing to just stuff stuff in and worry about it when I get back,
We have a Merrimack River. It's about 90 miles south of here, and it's spelled different, but we float down there quite often. It's pretty leisurely. But there's some trash down there, but there's a lot more people, and I don't know if they're not dropping the trash or they're burying it or what, but we don't.
Well,
find
maybe there's more
trash.
people that
are cleaning.
We got a lot of.
But you'll find it, no doubt. I mean, it's there, and people do it, and stuff gets away too. You turn over a canoe or whatever, and it gets away. But I don't know. It's I think a lot of people have worked over the years to reclaim these streams, around here.
Oh, there's definitely a good bit of that going on, but it ain't like the late 70s and 80s when people would not tolerate throwing trash.
Yeah.
And nowadays they're like, they just throw it anywhere.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. And I know that a lot of places you go out to the country around here, and you'll go along a road in a hillside, and they dumped there for 40 years. They just they went back on the back road, and threw their cans and bottles and stuff out. And of course, now I go rummage through it, and I find some killer old jugs and old oil cans and whatnot that I pull off the hill, and I couldn't take a truck big enough to haul it all off, but I pull out the cool stuff.
Right. I hear that. There's a couple people on YouTube that do that. Find old trash heaps for like old farms and whatnot.
Yep.
Back in the woods. And they have a knack for spotting them too. They're like, yeah, that's probably a trash heap over there. And they go over there, kick some leaves and whatnot, and they'll find something. Yep. And then they'll start digging and find all kinds of shit.
I watch those guys that dig in the old privies, they find the old town plots, and they know where a privy was out behind a tavern or whatnot, and they'll dig down in there, and they pull out these killer old bottles, and then they put them in those bottle tumblers.
Yeah.
These bottle tumblers, and they put copper pellets and different mixture in there. And they'll take them frosty old bottles that have been buried for years, and they'll shine like diamonds when they get them out. They have to tumble them for like 3 or 4 days, though.
Oh yeah. Tumbling's a thing, man.
Yeah.
I used to do stones, rocks, stuff like that.
Yep.
Passed all that on to one of my nephews.
There you go. Yeah, there was a outhouse here on the lot I live on. I remember using it because this place was my grandfather's, but pretty sure he didn't drop no liquor bottles down it,
You never know.
Somebody might have, but I'm pretty sure my grandpa did.
Yeah, you never know. Someone might have dropped their wallet down in there too,
They could have been down there, but I've always remember. I know exactly where it was, because it's attached to the end of the shed out there, but I've never gone and dug in it, You
Well,
plant-
I'm willing to bet it's safe to dig in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, as it's been 15, 20 years.
Oh yeah, at least that. I know the last time anybody probably used it as a functioning outhouse was 30 plus. No, late 70s.
Yep, there you
Yeah,
go.
late 70s. So, yeah.
That's plenty of time for that poop to turn into soil. So,
Yes, absolutely.
and I hear you on that, Sam. I wish I had a metal detector too, but let's just say good ones ain't cheap. You know,
Right. That's right.
you can buy a cheap one, but a good one ain't cheap.
If you want to find more than just horseshoes and chunks of railroad iron, you got to get a good one.
Yeah.
I had a cheap one as a kid where I grew up in Jefferson City. There was at one time, of course, where we lived was in the city, but there was some woods behind the house, and it was at one time, of course, in the country, and there was an old rock wall up there, and I searched around up there, and I found some stuff that had U.S. markings on it, like maybe there were tent parts, or I really wasn't sure what they were. Maybe handles from shovels
Yep.
or whatnot, but they were stamped U.S. and whether they were very old or not. But then horseshoes. I found a lot of horseshoes up there, but
I bet.
but other than that, I never found anything to write home about.
Right. Well, yeah, I've watched enough of those metal detector guys to know that you need a good one. If you want to find the stuff that's down deep and valuable, one that'll let you know the difference between a coin and a freaking piece of rust,
Yeah, yeah. Of course, when I got the thing, I was pretty young, and next thing you know, our whole backyard had holes. Well, needless to say, Mom wasn't happy, and I had a whole pile of beer tabs.
Yeah, the old pull rings.
The pull rings. Exactly.
Yeah. Those things are everywhere still.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember where. I think I found some when I was on the Merrimack up there.
I bet you could have, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I remember when they outlawed the things and they came out with those. I know, like the push in ones.
Yeah, the push in when you cut your thumb.
When you put the whole thumb in there, and then it's like a mousetrap. You can't get it out.
Yeah.
It's the backside of your thumb.
Yeah, thankfully those didn't last too long.
No, they came up with a better patent. Those were bad.
Yeah, they were. Yep. Although I did like the idea of the vent on the other end.
Yeah, they're great for shooting a beer.
That they were. Don't get me started about finding stories I can't talk about. Yeah, I hear you there. I think even in my backyard here, man, I pulled up some weeds and shrubs that were overgrown and whatnot. Man, it was like an auto parts graveyard, the alternators, pulleys, like, oh my God, all kinds of different types of crap metal. So what do? I just throw it on the other side of the rock wall.
A buddy of mine's got a farm out here. He's 20 minutes west of here. And on one side of the creek, there's nothing but rocks. And on the other side of the creek, it's what they call an alluvial drift. It was where the glaciers stopped here.
Yeah.
Nothing but soil.
Yeah.
I took my brother-in-law out there. I said, we're going to go out here. And I said, well, we'll go arrowhead hunting. And I said, if you see a rock on this side of the creek, an Indian carried it here. And we spent a whole day out there. We found some broken pieces and some found one little stone that like had the perfect round bottom and like the top had a little handle on it. And it was all scratched where they had been rubbing something with it or scraping or grinding something with it. But
like that.
Yeah, that's tomahawk there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it wasn't actually a tomahawk. Now I got a fireplace in the house. It's got some stones in it that were probably picked up right here, and they're cemented in, and it's got half of a hoe in it. It
Yeah.
would originally be oval, about that big, and strapped
Yeah.
in the middle, but it's only a half. And then this was just more of a little round rubbing
Yeah.
tool, grinding tool. But
I know you say it's
the
probably a skinning tool or something to that effect, right?
a buddy of mine, he was an avid hunter, and he was always hunting, wanting to find a tomahawk. And the one time he takes his old lady, she's out there like 5 minutes. She goes, "What's this?" And she holds up the tomahawk. "You're never going again." He says,
Well, that's like that one there. I grew up in Lowell, and there's a they call it Ford Hill, right? And back in the day, the Pawtucket Indians had an encampment up there, and because you can see the whole valley from the top of it, the real beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Well, there's a rain wash that runs down the back side of it. I decided, got my brand new mountain bike, that I'm going to run down the rain wash. Well, needless to say, I didn't make it all the way down. About 3/4 of the way down, I don't know what I hit, but I dumped, right? And I'm laying there collecting myself, trying to figure out how broken I am. And I found that sucker laying on the ground right on top, man.
Awesome.
Like, oh, yeah, score, authentic. You can't get any more authentic,
That's where my buddy's farm is. There's a couple of knobs out there in this one field, and of course, every time they go in there and turn the soil over, the best time to go is right after it rains.
Yeah.
And you walk down through those washes, and anything that's a rock, you better check it out.
Right.
But one of the guys that helps out at that farm, he was telling me, he says that he was deer hunting out there, and he said he watched a guy go out there and he picked up several nice points out of that field just several months before we went out there. And I said, well, the soil hadn't been turned over since, and I'm sure that he got what was laying on top at the time. So
yeah,
you need to get out there right after they turn it over, and then it rains.
Yeah. Because it's when it exposes it. And
in the 80s, when my buddy first bought that land out there, they built a lake out there, and there was one part of the near the dam where they just scraped off about 12 inches of soil, took all the sod off of that hill.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, area 100 feet. And he went out there and picked up like half a dozen nice points right there.
I bet.
Because there was no other rocks out there. He says, everywhere I'd see a rock, I'd walk over and I'd pick up a head. And some of them were broke, but he's got some killer stuff he picked up out there.
I bet. Hello, Noco Silva. Good to see you. Watch videos of people finding gold. Yeah, gold can be pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah. There's still a lot of treasure in the sea that hasn't been found. Oh, yeah, there's treasure everywhere, man.
And, depending on what you're looking for, a lot of it can be found in somebody's basement.
Oh, yeah.
There's some stuff out there yet.
Heck yeah, man. Trust me, I got some of it right over there.
I got piles of it.
It's like, oh, why am I keeping all this stuff? Why? Because it has value, and the longer it sits there, the more value it has.
It's going to be a great auction someday.
Yeah. Well, the next time I actually bother to go to a flea market, like, good to see you too, Norco. Do you have a different name before? I'm pretty sure I know you. Norco's, I don't know, maybe not.
I found a chisel in the wall, Sam, when I was remodeling the house a few years back. Killer old chisel.
Oh, you're gonna love that. My old house in Nashua. Oh, where'd you go?
Where'd you grab my chisel?
All right.
I found that in the wall in the house. I don't know how old it is, but that's the only thing I found. Some old newspaper.
Right. Yeah, when I was doing my house in Nashua, I found a newspaper from like an 80s the 1980s Patriots Super Bowl, and the
Yeah.
wife threw it out. I was like, "Why'd you do that?" But I also found the smallest ball peen hammer I'd ever seen in my life. It was maybe only about that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what the heck is this doing up there?
I got a little small ball peen. It's one of my favorite hammers for little tiny stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's what this thing was designed for. It might have weighed half a pound. Teeny.
Yeah, this is fairly old. I don't know how old it is. Some of the newspapers I found in the house were from like 54, 56. And
Yeah,
and I think that was the last time it was remodeled until I did in the 2000, I think it was when I did the remodel. But it was weird because I was talking to her. I says, "Yeah, it'd be great if I found an old gun or something in the wall." And it wasn't 2 seconds after I said that, I looked down and found this chisel.
right.
But I didn't ever find a gun.
Nah, they're hard to find.
I did find an old Matchbox car, which it was pretty old, but it had been damaged, so it wasn't worth the crap.
I lucked out. I have a 22. What do you call it? There, it's a Marlin. Can't even think of the model number on it. Anyways, it's a tube-fed semi-automatic 22.
Yeah.
I was I was working as a mover, and this lady, said everything was out of the house, and I was like, oh, all right, and I was like, what, let's just check the basement one more time, because she had to get everything out of there, and we were literally pulling stuff out of the rafters for her because it was like her father's house, and they'd been there for like 3 generations or something, so. Good thing I was tall, because I actually just caught a glimpse of the butt of the gun, hanging in the rafters, and pulled it out of there. She, oh, thank God. I can't own that. What, I forget what her reason was, because I think I'm actually going to be licensed. And I was like, well, I can own it, so she gave it to me.
Cool.
I was like, yeah, sweet.
My dad's guns used to always, he'd slide them up over the rafter.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was tucked in. So, if you didn't know it was there, you weren't going to see it. Hold on a second. The wife's back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Sam, there was, I didn't find a lot of newspaper for insulation, but there was some wood chips and different things in different cavities in the walls. But most of the old house was completely uninsulated. It was wood siding and then lath and plaster, but occasionally you'd find a cavity that had sawdust in it, and then some places had rock wool insulation. But I gutted it, and new windows, new doors, new siding, the whole 9 yards 20 years ago.
Yeah, sometimes people put things in walls just as time capsules too.
Yeah, I would assume this just fell down in there, If it was something other than a chisel, I might think that. But
yeah, they might have been working like up above it or something, and they drop it in.
Yeah, the one newspapers I did find from the 50s, though, there was an archway between the kitchen and the dining area, and it was lath and plaster, but they were just like folded up there, more like a time capsule. So those could have been a time capsule,
Yeah,
because they were serving absolutely no purpose, and it was just like 1 or 2 pages of a newspaper folded up in there.
Definitely done that. Like, we're putting something in here. Someone might take this wall down someday and find it.
Yeah. Well, it's really ironic because I think it was in 1979 when my grandfather died in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Right there somewhere. And then my dad took possession of the house, and they had to go in and fix the bathroom. And I wrote my name in the wall.
Yeah.
In there, and I just like wrote my name and the date, and
yeah.
And I told Deborah when we were in 2000, when I said, when we tear this bathroom wall down, my name's in here. I remembered it being in there,
Yeah.
And sure enough, there it was. It
time capsule. You should have dated it.
I did write a date on it, but after I pulled the piece of paneling out, I threw it in the freaking dumpster with the rest of the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because it had been opened and you don't need to leave it there no more.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosa Nevada, what's up? How you doing? We doing pretty good. How you doing?
Russ, what's happening, Russ?
Right? Jimmy's name's gonna be in your garage for a long time. Me and Coin Simple, right?
I don't have any signatures out here in my garage, but there's some black marks that are going to last for a while. Right. I built this shop in '93, and right after I finished it, I backed one of my cars in here and left a big burnout. And when the floor is really clean, you can still see the mark. And another time I pulled a car in over here at the garage door and I lit them up, and then I just parked the car overnight. Well, the next day when I went to leave, the tires were stuck to the pavement and they pulled little chunks off of the pavement.
I bet. I was gonna say you were stuck, weren't you?
They vulcanized right to the floor.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
So,
Burnouts last forever. Hell yeah. Especially good hardy ones.
yeah.
The top might come off, but that'll stay in the roots for quite a while.
The roots are there.
Right.
We used to come in here. We used to ride Harleys and stuff, and I remember one night we didn't realize how late it had gotten, and somebody went after beer or cigarettes or something, and they came back, and we just opened the garage door and they rolled in, and then they just cranked it, and didn't take long for the neighbor to walk across the street and tell us to stop.
Right? Can you knock that off? Sorry, buddy. Didn't realize it was midnight.
Yeah. He got his share of those late nights.
I bet.
Firing up. And I felt sorry for him, really.
Did he ever come over and join you? That's what I'd have just joined you.
No, he was kind of an odd fellow. He was a nice old guy, but he was too old to party. But he wasn't too old to come over and tell me about it, though.
Right.
He was pretty good. Yeah.
That's all I do. I just go over and join them. I had this crazy lady that liked to party, in the middle of the street in the city, I'm like, all right, you know what? If this broad's gonna keep me up, I'm joining her.
There's my little ball peen.
Yeah. Mine's just a little bit smaller than that.
Yeah. I went to throw my other one away. I got another little jeweler's hammer here. It's got a little brass head on it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool little. I don't ever use this one for anything, but I do use that little ball peen quite often. It's just heavy enough to do some. Put a dent in somebody's head.
Yeah, but you're using it on light stuff, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. A little trim work or a little
yeah.
or whatnot.
That's what I figured it was. I'm definitely not a tin knocker, but that's what I figured it would be for like light metal, straightening out trim or whatever.
Yep. Exactly. I had to get a beverage.
Yeah. Gotta go. Okay, buddy. Catch you later. Thanks for coming over and hanging. It was just kind of a chill stream this evening.
Yep. Thanks for coming in, Noko. You got milk in that jug?
Oh, heck no. It's Kool-Aid, man. It's just Kool-Aid. It lives right beside me, So I don't sit in front of this thing without like half a gallon of it there.
It's either Pepsi or water.
Yeah. Well, let's just say I drink a lot of flavored water.
Yeah.
Because I really don't drink much soda at all, and If I'm not drinking, if I'm not getting lit, I'm drinking Kool-Aid for the most part.
This is my second soda today. I used to drink more, but nah, yeah, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I never knew when to stop. So
Yeah, I don't have that issue. I do. I have had those nights that I don't know when to stop. Like
I didn't know. One was too much and 10 wasn't enough.
yeah. No, that's not me. I could definitely drink 2, and be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Give it up.
you get me fired up. There's a reason there's a bottle of Captain's on the other side over here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's freaking. It's like, expect the night I got monetized, I got quite fired up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I stopped in that night for a bit.
oh, you did?
I think so. I think I was there.
For the second show? Oh yeah, that's a good one. I was pretty ripped up.
Yeah, you were.
There's something about $5 super chats and chugging the bottle.
Oh yeah.
It was a good time. I don't remember the last hour of it, but I was safe at home. That's all that really matters.
There was a guy I was watching. I won't call his name out or nothing, but he's old. He was getting pretty lit one night, and trying to get everybody to play along, and I would go in and go out and check other people's chat, and I came back in and he was passed out. And he was passed out on live stream. And, there was a couple of people in there and they were like, hollering at him, and they had his phone number and shit, but he wouldn't answer the phone. He wouldn't come out, so, but he was, he has an Alexa in the room,
Yeah.
And earlier I had been in his chat. So like, I got in there, and they were asking Alexa to play alarm clocks and Reveille and stuff. And but it wouldn't wake him up. And I almost had Alexa order him some tampons. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But somebody ended up calling this guy's mother. And he was a pretty old dude. And they called his mother and the law, and they went over there and got him up. And he was all pissed off about it because he was.
Damn. I don't know about calling the law because you pass out on a live stream.
Well, yeah, I think somebody was worried about his well-being because he was pounding down some hard liquor hard, and they were. He was in one of those passed out modes where he's gasping and gurgling and.
Oh yeah. In other words. He's got what do you call that? Sleep apnea to begin with.
Yeah. And he was flat out on his back, and they were afraid he would fucking choke on his own vomit. So, they sent help over. He wasn't impressed.
No.
To say that stream didn't stay up.
Right. My buddy Ken, he's fell asleep on stream drunk many times. In fact, he's got one from like 2 weeks ago where he's just passed out hanging off the couch.
I've came close before.
He left it up as a thumbnail. I was like, oh geez.
Cool.
Well, you might as well own it, right? If you're gonna do it, you might as well own it.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I'm streaming live now and I even get remotely tired, I shut down. I don't want to own that.
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, I'll go by. If there's more than a dozen people in the room, it's hard for me to shut the door. It's like, because I'll be like, oh, there's still a dozen people here, and then 2 more will come in, and then 2 will leave, and it's like, oh, I'll talk someone else to coming and getting up on panel and keep me going.
Years ago, we'd get in those. We all had the CB radios, and we'd get in those circles and talk all night, and on the CB radio, and then occasionally somebody would be there, and then they wouldn't,
Yeah.
Where's my reply? And you're listening. Some of a bitch fell asleep on me. I know he did.
Yeah.
But you weren't visual. You couldn't tell. So nobody'd ever fess up to it. What happened to you last night? I was talking to you and you wouldn't answer me.
Fell asleep beside the radio, man. Been there. Been there. Sometimes I still be shy to go live. Well, it's your stream. Get your butt up here. This is good practice for live streaming, dude. Because I know I did a lot of this before I even did my own.
Yeah,
it made it a lot easier.
Years ago, I was scared craplets. I would not go live. I had videos on YouTube for years and years, and I was afraid to go live. And now that doesn't bother me at all. I don't care.
Yeah, you just got to be used to being on that side of the camera. I would have not. I always hated being on this side of the camera. The other side's easy. This side's a little different. But my buddy Ken, once again, I was a very new YouTuber, and I had been spending a lot of time on it, in his chat. And one night, all his regular people, weren't there, and he just kind of like badgered me, like, get up here, show your channel, get up there. I didn't even have a camera. I got up there, and it was just an icon, and I had such a great time, man. I was like, oh. Within a week, I bought a webcam and was hooked.
Yep. Yeah, it's more difficult when you got nobody to talk to, and I used to do some streaming on Ustream. They didn't have a big following, but it was easier when I had buddies in the garage, and then I would stream and then tag my buddies in further away, and they could watch and see what we were tearing up in the garage. And just a small group. It wasn't more, YouTube's so public, but
I know what you're saying though.
And but it was easier when there was 2 or 3 of us in the garage, because we could talk. But now, you can, or we used to do hangouts, and now you do the StreamYard, and you can get on there. I don't have enough to say by myself. I got to have somebody.
It makes it a lot easier. I've done a couple solo streams, and it's like, no, because I can't stick to a topic, for one thing. I don't know enough about any one topic to actually carry on a conversation, so it's like, I need someone beside me. It makes it so much easier.
It does.
And it gives you that bounce back instead of depending on the chat.
Absolutely.
Because once the chat stalls, it's like, no. If all my streams ended when the chat gets a little stalled, I wouldn't have any watch time at all.
Right.
But
and like I said, when I'm trying to do something, working there or something, then I just abandon you guys. I'm walking over here doing something, and you can't hear me. You can't get a good visual on what's really going on. But
no, because you're not a good cameraman either. It's like you can only do one or the other, and if you could get half of it going, you're okay. But you need a little of this and a little of that. And I'm getting better at both, actually. Well, I can run my mouth all I want, but I'm getting better at being on the other side of the camera and editing videos.
It does take practice, and when you're actually producing a video, it's not live. It's pretty easy to get. You can take the bad crap out and put the good shots in, and get the detail that you want to get, because you're basically holding the camera.
Yeah, you want a challenge? Have a couple people up on a panel while you try to do a food challenge, which I just did yesterday. Okay. Yeah. I did the nasty sandwich challenge, and I had a couple of women up on panel with me, and one of them, every other word out of her mouth was, oh God, or Yeah. Try editing that out and still making it a halfway decent video.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I had so many edits in there. I don't even want to play it back to see what it looks like. I know the basics are there, and you can see me how good of a video it is. I don't even want to know. I just put it out because I had to. It's like, oh man. Oh, it was funny, Sam. It was hilarious during the show, but when I'm trying to make a video of it to put up after the show, you can't leave the F-bombs in that, and all that, and the oh God, you don't want to hear that 50 million times, It's like, oh, it's like next time that broad's not on my panel.
Yeah, it makes it difficult.
It made it harder, without a doubt. It took me like 3 hours to make a 30 minutes worth of video look like something.
There was a time years ago when I had a video that it was just a car video, and that YouTube was younger, and it had 100,000 views on it.
Wow.
And they sent me a message, you want to monetize or whatever, and I'm like, no, I don't know what that, I don't know why I want to do that, and now I don't really care if I get monetized or not, or whether I have 1,000 subscribers or 10, it's, if people want to see me, they can hang out with me.
Oh yeah. But it'd be, let's just say I never thought I'd get there. You know what I mean? When I started this, I just started this horsing around, and it turned into a really good mental therapy, and it gives me reason to do stuff out in the garage besides what I have to do, so I get to play a little more.
I used it for motivation for a while, because then I thought, well, if somebody's watching me, I better be doing some work, because I'm not just sitting on my butt,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Then again, the content's not there, because or the interaction. But like Sam, he gets out there and he's doing donuts in the garage and smoking tires, and he's entertaining.
Yeah.
But
you ever watch Musty One?
Yeah, I've watched Musty. Yeah.
If you could take what you do in your car and make a little video similar to the way he does, just filming the bits, you'd probably do okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens though is that I get wrapped. I've tried to do like.
I know it makes it harder to get the job done.
Well, the next thing I know, I'm putting the last bolt in. I did a master cylinder on the car a few years ago, and then next thing I know, I'm putting the last bolt in. I forgot to film all this stuff in between. I got because I just got my mind in my job there, putting this master cylinder on, and like. Crap. I just blew it. I showed me the old one off, and then the next thing I'm done, and I haven't filmed anything in between. So magically, the master cylinder was on.
Yeah. Well, put it up as a video, because, I was watching something the other day. Some, YouTuber was talking about, how you get to be like a PewDiePie or what the heck's his name? Mr. Beast is you have to make at least 100 sucky videos first.
Yeah.
Because they made 100 sucky videos before they got monetized or whatever, I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me, because like I'm on my way. I got about 30 crappy videos in there. My live streams are different,
I got a lot of videos that don't mean anything. They're not notable for any reason at all. So
right.
What was Colonel Sanders he didn't succeed until he was like in his 60s or something.
Oh yeah. You got no credit for that bucket.
No credit for the bucket. Yeah, when I first I think it was like 2000, maybe 2006 or something, when I joined YouTube, and I was watching a lot of videos, and I'm like, I could actually host a video. So I took like this 30-second clip or something, and I put it up there, and then, I kind of got into it for a little bit, and I'm like, what, I don't know. I didn't get the social aspect of it. I guess it was more like photo storage for me,
Yeah,
video.
well, back then it really wasn't such a social aspect, the social aspect didn't come along until a few years ago well, when live streaming became, a thing, that kind of brought somewhat of a social thing to it. But what really made it a social event is the hangouts and stuff like that. Doing this is where it really became social.
Yeah. When I was, when Google Plus social network came out, I met a bunch of techie guys, and, we were
Yeah.
all into the smartphones, and we would do hangouts there just amongst ourselves,
Yeah.
and it was pretty cool because I didn't know these people from anybody, and I got to know them. We'd hang out and have Google Hangouts together, but we weren't, like streaming and whatever. And
Yeah.
it's a neat social aspect then, that to that.
Mhm.
And I don't know, Google, anything that is cool and seems to be succeeding, Google does away with it.
Well, hangouts are still there. You can still use it. You just
Oh,
can't stream.
oh
You
yeah.
just can't stream to YouTube anymore.
Yeah, my buddy, we streamed today at lunch. He lives in South Alabama, and we did a video call at lunch today just to say, hey, Google is, they're bizarre. I don't.
Right. Oh, they are.
I have yet to figure out what, how they work or what their reasoning is for what they do, but
Yeah, it ain't for us to understand.
I'll never understand it.
We just have to, if you want to be here, you just have to learn to play by their rules because it's their ballpark.
Like I said, that Ustream, I used to do that.
Yep.
And they've actually done away with it now. They strictly do it streaming for business. It's IBM Stream or something now.
Yeah.
We used to do that, and then I'd send my buddies the link, and then they would join in, and we'd hang out in the shop and stream. And there was a few guys that did garage streaming and stuff, but it I guess it didn't have the clout behind it that YouTube already had the videos. So then YouTube is just massive in itself, with the videos, and
It is.
so then you throw the streaming aspect in, and yeah, it's huge. It's pretty big. And I don't know. I don't Facebook stream. I got the capacity to Facebook stream, but I don't do that.
Yeah, but no, the Facebook streaming's kind of beat.
It's
not as fun. You don't have as much of an interaction with people, because not as many people seem to show up on Facebook. You might get a couple. And Sam, you can have as many videos on your channel as you can make.
Yeah, I don't think there's any limit to how much you can upload. You could not upload a video over so many minutes. Like when I was first doing, of course, I didn't have a camera that would upload anything over 7 seconds. But when I first started, it was like you couldn't upload a video that lasted longer than like 9 minutes or something.
Yeah, well, they still have a 15-minute limit for anyone that's under 100 subs.
Oh yeah. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
Knocking back some cold ones with the wife. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely. I have done some Instagram. I did a couple of live streams on Instagram, and your followers get a notification right away, just similar to the YouTube. And I've had a few people pop in, but it was a brief, showing your project kind of deal.
Yeah, I was going to say those are usually pretty quick, aren't they, on Instagram? I don't know. I've never done one.
I have seen some guys that.
I know videos on there have to be pretty quick.
I've seen some guys stretch them out for a while at some drag races and that, and but it's hard to keep your attention span, you know, I don't know. It's just they were fairly brief. Most of them are fairly brief.
Sam, yes, I did watch that guy get run over by your remote control go-kart. That was funny shit. His own buddy ran him over.
You never know when something's going to be the viral thing that you do. You know, it could be something, a mishap that just happens. You know, you weren't intending for it to happen. You were filming this over here, and
yeah,
you know,
I know one guy that got 10 million views on a video that really doesn't deserve 10 million views. It's his thumbnail. His thumbnail is everything, right?
yeah.
And this guy is proof a thumbnail is everything, because all the thumbnail says is trespassers at camp. That's all it says. When he gets up there, he doesn't see any people or nothing. All it is a tent with some debris. It looked like the tent been there for like a year. You know, the debris was old. There's leaves all over it. There's nothing there. And the guy's got 10 million views on that one video. Like,
Bizarre.
no, it's like, no, thanks. Yeah, I'll take it. But hey, what's up, Monica? Looks like my stalker has found me.
There he is in person.
Right. What's up, girl? Oh, it's that time of night. What, are you just getting home? She's my partner in crime on YouTube.
Right on. Right on.
I felt bad for him, and he didn't want to go to the hospital. Yeah. Well, you just got to need the right thumbnail on that thing, buddy. You put a thumbnail on it. I've been hanging here with Lolid for like an hour anyways.
Has it been that long?
Well, the stream's almost 2 hours long. I don't.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Time flies when we're having fun, right?
Right. When you're talking and yakking, as long as there's someone in the chat listening, it's like, it's real easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're home all day for the sick cat? Oh. So is he just sick? Or she, rather? Sorry. She like catting herself and all worried about it last night. Expensive day at the vet, couple $100, antibiotics and shots, and not good. But yeah, I've had a good day.
It sucks when the fur babies are sick.
Mm-hmm. I should re-edit your thumbnail. Yeah, if you ain't getting views on that thing, yeah, because like, you don't have a whole lot of subscribers either, but you should be able to be getting regular views on that thing, at least 1 or 2 a week or something, you know.
I remember when I first did the one video I had that had 100,000 on it. It was I shared it in a few different places, and then if you played a video back then, more people would see that video. So every day I'd go in and I'd play it just myself.
Yeah.
And then the next, if you didn't play it, the count would not climb at all. But if I would go out and play that video a couple of times that day, the next it would have 25, 30 more hits.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's in circulation. And that's a good video for him, because that, one, the machine's cool. 2, that guy gets run over from his own buddy. That's funny stuff. You know, and carts and cameras in the house. What's up?
No, carts and camera. The Mercury's not ready to go to SEMA yet.
Almost.
Yeah, getting closer. It's only been 30 years.
Right. That was a 30-year project to begin with.
Yes. You can't rush perfection.
Especially when you're doing all the work yourself.
That's right. That's right.
Takes time. How rough was that thing when you got it?
I've got a picture over here. Let me grab that. haven't.
$500, huh, Monica? Dang. SEMA 2030. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I started with.
Oh, there you go. So she was pretty bombed out. And
Yeah. Wasn't much.
how bad rusty holes, Minnie?
Passenger floorboard and the trunk, both rocker panels, and an inner structure that went down the right side of the car. I had to replace those.
Not too horrible.
It wasn't too bad. Not as bad as some, but not as good as others. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, how'd you replace the stuff? By finding stuff that was in decent shape and cutting it out, or
just hammering out sheet metal?
Nice.
Yeah, just
nice. Handmade.
Hand pounded. Yep.
Later, Monica. Let me know when you're going live.
See you, Monica. Thanks for stopping in.
What I got? Oh, what time is it? 10:30.
I think I'm gonna shut it down, Jimmy.
All right, buddy.
My butt's getting tired of sitting on this little stool.
Not a problem, buddy.
Hit my easy chair for a little bit. I appreciate you coming in here, man.
Oh, it was my pleasure, man. Thank you.
It was awesome.
Much appreciated. Hope you have a good night.
Yep, you as well,
folks. So say goodbye to the folks in the chat. Night, Monica and Sam, and go Carts and Cameras. Thanks for coming in.
Everybody that came in, I appreciate it all. Appreciate all your support, and feel free to come back anytime I'm on. And
peace out, buddy.
Jump in. Thanks, Jimmy. See you guys later. Love y'all.